It's 5:42 a.m., 180 miles east of Curacao. The sky is still bruised purple from the night. The sea is flat, almost unnaturally calm. And then, a sound cuts through the morning silence. A scream. Not human. Not mechanical. Jet engines. Too fast. Closing. Aboard the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, sailors on deck pause mid-routine. Metal grinds. A boot drops. Someone mutters, "That's too fast for a patrol flight." From the bridge, binoculars lock in. Two aircraft carving toward the carrier strike group. Not prop planes. Not trainers. F-16s. Venezuelan Air Force. Armed. Silent. No radio contact. They're not drifting by. They are committing. The Eisenhower strike group had been operating in international waters, tracking narcotics routes and monitoring Venezuelan air activity. Usually, interactions were predictable. A patrol plane buzzes by. A warning call is exchanged. Both sides return home. But not today, because earlier that morning, Venezuelan radar stations detected foreign naval presence. Their response launched two F-16A Fighting Falcons armed with AIM-9 Sidewinders and training munitions. Their mission wasn't to shoot. It was to warn, to intimidate, to force a reaction. But intimidation is a dangerous game when the target is a 100,000-ton U.S. supercarrier backed by guided missile destroyers with radar systems that can track a bird at 30 miles. And now, the game is about to begin. Inside the Combat Information Center, the air control officer calls it out. Bridge, combat, two fast movers inbound. Speed high, altitude low, vector 231. No IFF response, no radio call, just silence and speed. The F-16s coming 30 feet above the water, vapor trails hissing off their wings. A buzz pass, but dangerously close. The Eisenhower doesn't flinch. Maintain course. Maintain speed. The captain orders. On radar, the fighters pull up sharply, afterburners flaring, painting streaks of fire across the dawn. But this is only the beginning, because seconds later, the radar picture changes again. Two more contacts. Another pair of Venezuelan F-16s. Fast, high, and closing. Now there are four. This is coordinated. Above deck, the tension snaps like a cable. Launch the alert aircraft. 2F divided by a -18 F Super Hornets of VFA 103 are prepped instantly. Yellow shirt sprint. Catapult cruise crouch. The deck vibrates with urgency. Shooter gives the signal. The first Hornet explodes off the bow, a silver streak ripping into the morning sky. The second follows 3 seconds later. Their mission: intercept, identify, prevent escalation, and come home without a shot fired. In the Combat Direction Center, lights dim to red. Operators lean over screens glowing pale green. 4 contacts. No IFF. No comms. Bearing increasing. This isn't a routine flyby anymore. At 15,000 feet, the Hornets close fast. Inside the lead Hornet, call sign Razor 1. The pilot scans his helmet display. Control, Razor 1. 4 bandits. Confirm positive ID, Venezuelan F-16s. Copy Razor 1, rules of engagement, defensive posture only. The F-16s sweep into view. Perfect formation. Weapons hardpoints visible. Sidewinders attached. Not training rounds. Real missiles. Razor 1 broadcasts. Venezuelan aircraft, identify and state intentions immediately. Static. Then a voice crackling with attitude. U.S. aircraft, you are trespassing Bolivarian airspace. Turn away or be escorted. International waters. Fabricated claim. Classic grey zone tactic. The F-16s cut across Razor 1's nose. Close enough that the Hornet's proximity alarm screams. Watch spacing. Razor 2 calls. Below, the Eisenhower stays silent. Disciplined. Unshaken. The world is watching, even if they don't know it yet. One F-16 breaks formation. Rolls inverted. Drops altitude fast. A dive. A real one. Straight toward the carrier group. The second follows. Low, aggressive, and reckless. In the CIC. Bridge, combat, Contacts within 6 miles. Altitude decreasing rapidly. The Phalanx CIWS auto-tracks. Its 20mm barrels pivot. Target locked. Ready to fire in under a second. But silent. Waiting. Razor 2 calls, breath tight. Control, they're coming in hot. This is unsafe maneuvering. The Venezuelans roar past the destroyer USS Gravely. So low their wake turbulence rocks the ship. A near miss. Too close. One mistake and 600 rounds per second from the CIWS would ignite the sky. But nobody flinches. Nobody fires. Not yet. The Hornets slide behind the F-16s again. Recording everything. At 6:01, the Venezuelan jets finally begin peeling away. One returns directly to base. The other lingers. Circling. Watching. Testing. Then, in a flash, it emits a brief radar lock. A targeting ping. Razor 1 calls it. Control, we were painted. The Eisenhower doesn't react. It logs the pulse. Records the data. Minutes later, the jets vanish from radar entirely. But the real turbulence comes ashore. Hours later, Venezuelan state media releases dramatic footage claiming the F-16s forced the American carrier to retreat. Except the carrier didn't move an inch. Inside the Pentagon, analysts replay every second of the FLIR footage. Their conclusion: this wasn't an attack. It was a political message. Reckless, noisy, and dangerous. A message answered not with missiles, but with discipline. Power at sea is more than hardware, more than missiles, more than speed. It's judgment, because out here, a split second decides the future. Should a ship fire? Should a pilot defend himself? Should a carrier veer away from a fast-approaching jet? One wrong move, one proud pilot, and the world wakes up to a crisis not even intended. The Venezuelan F-16s wanted a reaction. The Eisenhower gave them silence. Cold, controlled, calculated silence. Because real power doesn't shout. It doesn't flinch. It simply endures. Now the question is yours. If you were the pilot in Razor 1's cockpit, watching armed jets dive toward your carrier, would you hold your line? Or would you take the first shot? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more real, cinematic breakdowns of modern military encounters, you know what to do.